My boyfriend violated my trust with a female coworker to spite me. My boyfriend told me he'd done it to hurt me and then seemed surprised that it worked. That sentence has been living in my head for 3 weeks. The specific honesty of it. Most people, when caught, reach for a story. He just handed me the thing directly and waited to see what I'd do with it. We've been fighting. That part doesn't matter much except to say it was the kind of fight that starts about one thing and becomes about everything. The accumulated weight of a year and a half finding the nearest exit. I'd asked him to stop texting his coworker outside of work. Not forever. Not because I was jealous in some abstract possessive way. Because I had specific reasons that I'd explained twice, and he'd agreed to address, and then hadn't. He thought I was being controlling. I thought I was asking to be heard. We'd had that particular argument before. During the 2 weeks I'd spent thinking we were working through it, he'd been on the phone with her. Late hours. Long calls. He knew I could see the bill. He told me later that was partly the point. I want to sit with that for a moment because I think it's important to understand what that means. Not that he missed her company. Not that he needed someone to talk to. He wanted me to find it. He engineered the discovery. He took something I'd told him quietly and carefully was a wound, and he pressed on it deliberately, and then he waited for me to bleed. I asked him about it calmly. I'd been practicing calm for a year and a half. He said we'd been fighting and he'd done it to hurt me, and he thought I'd gotten over it by now. That last part. I thought you'd gotten over it by now. Said about something that had happened 4 days ago. Said about something he just confessed to doing on purpose. I said I hadn't gotten over it. He said I always look for things to be unhappy about. I thought about that sentence, and all the sentences that had come before it over a year and a half. The way the story kept rewriting itself so that I was the problem. The way his apologies always contained a version of, but you. The way his best friends were somehow always available to confirm that I was the unreasonable one. That my asking for basic things was evidence of some deeper flaw in me. I have a baby, 8 months old. He's the reason I stayed through things I should have left before. He's also, I understand now, the reason I finally had to. I said what I needed to say. Not dramatically. Not the version where I finally find all the perfect words and he understands and something shifts. Not the real version, which is that I said it and he reframed it and I said it again and he told me his friends agreed I was probably cheating, which was how I knew the conversation was over. You can't reason with someone who is building a case instead of having a discussion. I said, I'm done. He said I was overreacting. I said I knew he thought that. And then I went to my son's room and sat in the chair next to his crib and thought about the practical shape of what came next. The lease. My credit. My family 3 states away. The thing he'd said once when I tried to leave before. The threat that had kept me in place like a hand on my shoulder. I am not going to tell you it was easy or clean or that I walked out that night with my head high and my son in my arms. That's not what leaving looks like when you don't have money and you have a baby and the person you're leaving knows exactly how to make you doubt yourself. What leaving looked like was research, calls to my mother, a consultation with a lawyer friend who explained specifically what I was and wasn't at risk for. Months of quiet preparation while I smiled across the table and waited until I had enough. I have enough now. My son is 11 months old. He smiles at strangers in grocery stores with his whole body, the kind of joy that doesn't know yet to be cautious. I am making sure it takes as long as possible before he learns to be cautious. His father loves him. I want to say that because it's true and because I'm trying to be honest even about the complicated parts. And loves him in the specific visible way that people love children, with a tenderness that has nothing to do with who they are to adults. My son will have a father. That part I'm not taking away. But my son will also grow up watching how I let people treat me. He'll absorb whatever he sees at eye level and carry it into his own relationships decades from now, and either use it as a blueprint or spend years unlearning it. I know which one I'm choosing. I told him to hurt me and it worked. He said it like a confession. The thing about confessions is they tell you exactly who someone is. I believe him. I believed him the first time. I just needed to believe myself more.